Hi guys, welcome back to the video. It's your Midwest girl, Olivia Valadez. We are going to jump right into it today. If you can, please like and subscribe. Feel free to comment. I want to hear your guys' thoughts, your opinions, your feedback. Please be kind to others in the comment section and be kind to me as well. Again, I'm learning and growing as we're doing this. Oh my gosh, I'm sitting here with the hydrocortisone right here because holy smokes, I went to the lake this last weekend and guys, it's like I'm finding a new mosquito bite, or the flies out there bite you and then it itches really bad. I'm finding a new bite every, I don't know, half hour it feels like. That's not exactly how often it is, but it feels often. So holy cow, that is, so I'm gonna be putting this on probably throughout the video because I'm not gonna stop every single time to record. Okay, today I'm gonna jump into why I do not have social media and have not had social media since 2011. I was in high school at that time and I deleted my Facebook. Instagram did not even exist at the time. Okay, that's how long ago it was. And I deleted my Facebook when I made Cheer because I knew that a lot of, oh no, you guys are falling. There, is that gonna stay? I knew a lot of drama was gonna happen with me being on Cheer and just, you know, people having their opinions and saying what they want to say and the gossip and the photos and the this and the that. So I deleted my Facebook back then, and I actually did not know that I would basically be done for good. So I'm not saying I would never have social media again, but I am saying that it's something I think very long and hard about if I were to do it. And I think I would only do it again for business purposes. By the way, I'm dog sitting for my friend. This is not my dog. I do not have any pets, so I can just leave and go on trips and be gone as long as I need and so on and so forth. Also because my parents have said, if you get a dog, we are not going to be responsible for it. Not that I would put it all on them, but they basically said, my dad in particular said, I had a dog. We had your childhood dog growing up, loved her, but I'm done with pets. It's not our responsibility if you get a dog. And I like to leave pretty often. So I don't want to have that responsibility. Okay, jumping in. So I made Cheer, even when I was younger, even as a teenager, I have been a deep thinker. I think about everything that I do. Even since I've been young, I've been a deep thinker. I always have. That has never stopped for me. I've always thought about things. I've thought about why I do what I do. Is it worth it? Is this what I want to be? Am I becoming who I'd like to be? I used to picture myself as a grown-up woman, and more about the qualities and the characteristics than I did of like how I looked necessarily. But I remember little things, and some of that was, I didn't know this at the time, but I was picturing a very confident woman. And I wanted to make sure that I did not get stuck into petty things. And I know that when you're a teenager and you're young, it's easy to get caught up on that, especially on social media. So I just deleted it because I didn't want the drama when I made Cheer. Okay, so I have not had it since then. If I were to ever start social media again, I feel that it would only be for business purposes. My big reason of continuing to not have it, I don't know how I knew not to do it in high school. I made a lot of dumb decisions and I did stupid stuff too, but man, I had a few things right. I will say that. So, but my big thing that I remember ever since not having it since college was my mental health. I just knew that something was wrong with it. It was too consuming. It would consume thoughts. I know women especially struggle with it because it just promotes comparison. And I thought, I am not doing this. And I wanted to feel and always be authentic. That's always been my goal, is to be completely authentic. I understand I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I am fully aware of that. That does not hurt my feelings. And I always think too, you don't have to be cruel about it. Somebody cannot be for you to be friends with or whatever, but you don't need to be rude about it. I've never understood that. I've never tried to be like that. So, not that I didn't make mistakes, but mental health was a big reason. I just remember watching other people see other things on social media, and it would just totally destroy their spirit or their day or anything like that. And I remember thinking, I do not want that. I do not want people talking crap to me. I do not want to be bullied. I do not want to be caught up in foolishness. And then later on, a big thing became the feed. The feed that comes through our social media can get so negative. You guys know how it is. It can be just such a downer or too political and it makes you feel like that's the whole world. That's the whole world. That's what everybody thinks. Everybody can't stand this creator. Everybody hates this side of the political system. Everybody is out to hurt or be after the rich or the poor. And I don't like that. I don't like that. I've known from a young age, I told my parents from a young age, stop watching the news all the time. And I would continue to say that. If you need to keep up and be informed, that's fine. You can check it once a week and baby, you'll keep up. And I'm gonna tell you what right now too, by not having social media, people are like, how do you know? What if you miss something? Your friends will keep you included. Your friends will keep you included. They'll update. They can check on things for you. They can update you, and you do not need to look at that. You just don't. And the longer I went without it, the more I thought, do I really want to have this back in my life? I really thought about it long and hard. And also, I wanted to have something that set me a little bit apart, right? I always say, if you do what others won't, you will be somebody others cannot be. And we all want to feel unique. We all want to feel like we are doing something in a category of our lives where we can go the extra mile. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, and you guys know this, I've said it before, I'm not the most talented, I'm not the most beautiful, I'm not the most perfect, and I've stopped aspiring to be those things because that's not me. But I will say this, I am so authentic. It is incredible. If I meet somebody is authentic and real and honest with themselves and respect themselves and others on a certain level, they have, oh my gosh, my utmost admiration, because everybody's going to tell you that's right, but all you have to do is watch. That's all you have to do. Y'all are out here trying to figure out and put people in a category or decide if they're this way or that way. Baby, you don't need to waste your time doing that. All you need to do is be quiet and sit back and watch. And part of that authenticity, I thought, is when I decide to put an outfit on, when I decide to take a photo, when I decide to attend an event, is it really because I want to do it? And if I don't post that, if I don't have that anywhere to post it on, then I know I genuinely, authentically wanted to do that at that time. So that was a big thing for me as I was in college, especially, and thinking about like, what is going to make you Olivia? What are people going to say about you? And part of what I wanted them to be able to say is, she does what she's going to do regardless of whether somebody is watching or not. And again, I know I have this channel, but this is just more for creativity. If there's anything that is successful about it, that is a wonderful plus. That is a divine, beautiful blessing that I will always be grateful for, but that's not my sole reason for being here. Okay. Y'all know I still have my day job, so don't worry about that. Comparison, I know, is a huge deal. We all compare ourselves. I still can compare myself. I have Pinterest. I do have Snapchat, but I only watch certain people's stories now. I rarely post at all on there. And I have not added somebody new for quite some time, probably since 2024. So for like 2 years now. Yeah. Because I do not want to see something and go, oh my gosh, I wish I was there. And trust me, y'all, I was queen of having FOMO back in the day. So, of course, social media just enhanced that. I love to be out with people. I wanted to do everything all at once, attend everything that I was invited to usually. I wanted to be everywhere. Again, Alaska really helped calm me down about that you can only be in one place at one time. So that was a big thing. And then also, I am very old school. I am an in-person kind of woman. I always have been. My sister jokes and says that I'm like part boomer because there are some things about me that I'm just like, oh, I love just some old school things. A written letter, in-person conversations. I love to talk on the phone. Oh my gosh, there's just so many things that are older or that maybe the boomer generation likes that I'm like, oh, that just like brings me nothing but peace. And I try not to over glorify the older days because there was a lot of negativity about that too. There were terrible things happening at the time then too. I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying I really have appreciation for certain things like that. And I feel that social media really hinders us connecting deeply and building relationships. And I always say, if I'm good at one thing, that's it, is building a relationship, being a good friend, being a good daughter. And you love to do stuff you thrive at, right? So I enjoy being social in person and being out with people. And I think it's so much better, again, for our mental health. This all kind of is encompassing. It's a full circle. So just keep in mind that is a huge part of it. Okay. Do we have something to say? Okay. So another thing is I'm not going to hurt my own feelings. I've said this in other videos. I'm going to say it for probably years to come still. I am not going to hurt my own feelings. And what I mean by that is I am not going to view different people's lives, some of which who I know, but I don't know well enough to be looking at their vacations, to be looking at what they're doing or where they flew to last or their new job. That to me, that is none of my business sometimes. I'm just like, again, if it's for professional reasons and I do need to do research or I do need to know that, that's fine. But even more so for me about myself, that's none of anybody else's business. If I choose to share something like I do with my videos, that's wonderful. But there's a lot of moments I just want to keep to myself that I want to have for me. And I'm very careful to try not to let people into my life on a very deep level. Also, I just think a lot of it's fake. It's not real. We know that. And people make their relationships look like something they're not, especially their romantic ones. They make their relationship with their kids sometimes look like something that's not, or they're not fully honest about it. Or you've seen it. I know you guys have seen people post years after the fact or 6 months after the fact. I just want you guys to know I was going through such a deep depression. It's like, oh, really? When you were posing in your bikini in front of the waterfall and I was busy working away the summer here, like, oh, that's when you're in depression and now you're coming forward that you got a house and you got engaged and all this stuff and now you're telling us the truth. It's like, nah, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I know too that some of you guys won't agree with this, but I also believe your energy is so precious. Who you give value to, who you speak to. And I know that you can love somebody and also keep them far away because they're not healthy for you, either at that time or maybe ever. And I'm not afraid to put up that boundary. I'm not afraid to do it. I know for me, there's plenty of things I could see that could make me feel bad. I love to look at Pinterest. I love to figure out different styles, different designs, interior, home decor, food, so many things. And you guys have to realize too, I watch a lot of YouTube. Things filter down to YouTube as well. I do not have TikTok. I do not have Instagram. I do not have Facebook. I do not have, like I said, I have Pinterest and I do have Snapchat, but I check Snapchat maybe on people like once a week. I do have a friend that I snap on the daily, but I only have to go to my personal videos, you know, in your own feed there. So those are my big reasons as to why I don't have social media. I think, like I said, I'm never going to say that I'll never do something, because things change, things transform. And I know sometimes communication is easier with people through that, but having social media for a business purpose is something that I am open to. But having social media for just for my personal use, I just feel is not healthy for me, at least in this stage of life. And it's not real. A lot of it's not real. And I'll be damned if I'm going to let something hurt my feelings that is not even freaking real or true. And it makes me sad. That's a whole other thing too. The desperation predominantly in women to show their life being a certain way, or have this photo with their boyfriend or whatever. And what makes me very upset, it's very frustrating to me, is sometimes they'll be like, oh yeah, we were arguing for like an hour before we took that photo. Or, oh, that was such a bad night, we were not getting along. Or, oh, I was, you know, this or that. And I'm just like, really? And you still posted that anyway? Y'all, that's fake. That's fake then to me. And everybody will tell you, I'm so real, I'm so authentic, I'm so honest. And to me, I care so much more about what is true. How is this relationship actually? You know, I don't feel the desperate need to try to prove anything to anyone. And that is freeing. I know the truth. I know if I have a shortcoming, I try to call myself out first. If I have a shortcoming, I try to identify that and address that first. Now, I have shortcomings that I know that they're so minuscule. I'm not going to fix that today. I'm not going to work on that right now. There are some that are bad, and I've been like, we're tackling this year. We're tackling it. One of my biggest ones that bothers me is that I'm not fluent in Spanish. I do not like that. I wish I was. I'm not at all. It really embarrasses me, especially because a lot of people can look at me and tell I'm Mexican, and they come up and they speak Spanish to me. I'm working on Duolingo. I'm pretty sure I'm on the preschool level or before. At least I'm trying. You know what I mean? I don't like that, and I'm trying to correct it. I'm not saying it's going fast. I'm not saying I'm doing swimmingly. It's been a time, okay? It's been a challenge, but I'm working on it. I knew I needed to lose weight. I wanted to address that head on, so I did that, and I try to do as much as I can. I want to be connected spiritually, so I sit in the quiet of the morning each day. I don't look at my phone. I don't look at a text. I don't look at an email. I get up, I wash my face, either I work out and I sit and pray, or I sit and pray. And that's what I do, because I want to stay in alignment. And more than anything, you guys, I don't have the energy to clean up another mess that I make. I don't. I've made plenty of messes before. I don't have the energy for that crap anymore. So even when I don't feel like it, even when I don't want to, I just do it anyway, because it's less to clean up in the long run. I hope that makes sense to you guys. I could just go on and on about this. And if you really are happy and you're posting true, genuine moments, that is fabulous. And I think that is great. And I understand you. We don't want social media to just be this devastating reel of all the negative things that are happening in people's lives. We don't want that either. but also I feel like it's very hard for people to kind of be in that happy medium. And more than anything, I just feel like that's not everybody's business, and only if it's true or real. I'm telling you guys, there's things that never go out of style. Look at my video, I'll link it below. I think I put, what was it? Was it like mistakes no one should be making? And things that never go out of style is respecting yourself, honesty, being kinder than you feel when you're in a bad situation, and oh my gosh, resilience and showing up for people who you love. That never goes out of style. It's never going to make you look bad. It's never going to go out of style. And I just think that's something to keep in mind, and that's a lot of what social media lacks are those factors, those characteristics. So that's just my personal opinion. That's where I'm at. I think so many of you guys would be free, and I know a lot of you guys take a hiatus, but there is nothing like not having it. Blissfully ignorant. It is magic. And I enjoy it right now, and I feel bad because I know some of you someday will want to connect with me through either DMs or via social media, but right now I just do not have it in me to have it. So that's where I'm at. Okay, it's just a perspective. Again, this is just my opinion. So until next time, from your Midwest girl.
Editing me here, and I don't know why it seemed like I rolled my eyes a lot in this video, but I did notice it, and I will try to be better about that. It's kind of a habit that my sister and I have, and so I will just try to be better about that in the future. It drove me nuts when I was editing though.